course, several key developments have taken place in Idlib, Syria since the announcement of ceasefire on 5th of March after negotiations between Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan and Russian President Vladimir Putin in Kremlin. I'll have a look at these developments, but before that, just a little background to the situation. Turkey is in Idlib, its forces, its troops here, 12 observation posts, and hundreds of Turkish soldiers, they are here. Turkey says that it wants to push back Syrian refugees from entering Turkey because this area, Idlib, it is between the border of Turkey and Syria. And Turkey is already home to more than 3 million refugees. Syrian government forces, they believe that Turkey is backing certain groups here like Hayat Tahrir al-Sham and other groups, and they want Turkey to leave this area. Earlier two agreements in the past, Sochi Agreement, Astana Agreement, Russia, Iran and Turkey, they were part of the agreements. And according to these agreements, these observation posts of Turkey, they were established in this area. But now, as this is the last area, Idlib, in which Syrian rebels are in stronger position, and last month Syrian government forces, they launched an offensive to retake this area from Syrian rebels. When they started this offensive, Turkey jumped in the crisis and it retaliated. War broke out between Turkey and Syria. Russia backed Syria indirectly, then ultimately negotiations on 5th of March and the ceasefire agreement. Now, coming back to the developments so far, according to the negotiations of the ceasefire agreement, so far no large-scale attacks by any party. Some news of skirmishes, some news of clashes, small clashes, but no large breaches of the agreement, ceasefire agreement so far. But the important point of the ceasefire agreement was joint patrols of Russia and Turkey along M4 highway in an area of 12 kilometers long. These joint patrols were to start from 15th of March, Sunday. When on Sunday these joint patrols started, suddenly protesters came on the road, M4 highway. They blocked the road and they burned tires there. So Turkish and Russian troops, they had to cut short their patrols. That is what happened yesterday as well, on 16th of March as well. Russians, they were quick to blame Turkey-backed rebel groups. They said that Hayat Tahrir al-Sham and other jihadi groups, they were behind these protests. They were using women and children as human shields against Russian troops. Turkey said they were local residents and it was trying to settle this matter, settle this issue. And Russians, they further blamed that Hayat Tahrir al-Sham and the groups, they were carrying out shelling on Russian soldiers. So this important thing which was agreed upon, which was the most important thing in the ceasefire agreement, it could not happen so far. Secondly, Iran, which has been a part of negotiations in the past about this area, because Iran is a key player in this region, Syria, Iran was not part of this ceasefire agreement. So far, we haven't seen any response from Iranians. How are they seeing this ceasefire agreement? And if they are not agreeing to this agreement, what will be the future of this agreement? That also remains to be seen. Then, a statement from Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, they rejected this ceasefire agreement. Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, it was not part of negotiations in Kremlin because Syrian government forces, Syrian government does not consider these groups as a legitimate party to this conflict. They could not be made a part of the negotiations. So, Syrian rebel groups, they rejected the ceasefire agreement. Iran is not part of the negotiations, and further, no negotiations after the ceasefire announcement could reach some concrete measures about this conflict. Negotiations did take place in Ankara last week between Turkish and Russian officials, but we did not hear announcement of any important large-scale measures about the conflict in this region. No news about the future of Turkish observation posts, no news about the future of fighter groups here, and no news about the newly captured areas by Syrian government forces. So the situation in this area, it is very, very volatile. Syrian government forces, They do not want these Syrian rebels to regroup. On the other hand, these Syrian rebels, they want to regroup and reorganize because they want to consolidate their position in this area. Turkey, on the other hand, it is also here. Turkey does not want to leave this area because if it leaves this area, other areas in the northeast like Afrin, it will become difficult for Turkey to be in those areas as well. That is why Turkey is here. So situation is very volatile here. Things are happening very rapidly here. So far, we're not sure about the future of this ceasefire agreement, but things are not very bright. Let's see what happens. Thank you for watching.